Welcome to my channel. Today I've got this M18 red lithium XC 5.0. What's curious about this one is it's a USA distributed one. I usually get the European and Ireland and UK ones, which have a different font on them. They're called the red lithium 5.0. There's no XC on them, and the label on the bottom's different. But this has been sent to me to repair, and it's a bit dirty, to say the least. So first thing I probably should do is clean it up a little bit, and then I'll give it a little test, you know. Clean enough that I could probably have a look at it now. If I press the button, that button doesn't feel right, it's pushed in, there's something weird going on there. And I'll just do a volt check on it. With the voltmeter attached, you can see it's showing 0.22 of a volt. And that's virtually nothing. It's not nothing, but it's near enough. What's going on with the button? Obviously it's showing nothing anyway because there's no voltage in it. The connection at the top sometimes gets broken there, but that one's okay. The terminals don't look too bad. Just to get on. With this out of the pack, we can do a individual cell bank test. There's 5 banks of 2. This is how you test. We're going to see if we can not block the camera here. There's 0.04 of a volt there. There's nothing there. You can see that. Nothing. There's 0.04 and there's 0.08 and there's 0.0 something. There's one of them cells is showing nothing here, I think. One of them cell banks that's showing nothing, which is disturbing, because if they're all showing something, maybe the jump start would be a possibility. But it's still worth trying. Feeling that all the cells would need to be replaced, which you can probably do as well, but it's a big job. I'm not always the greatest advocate of the jump start method of battery recovery. You'll have seen it a million times before. You connect negative to negative and positive to positive and jump the power from a good one into the bad one and get it going again. This is the nuclear option, because as you see, things are pretty dire with this battery. There's no voltage in it, or next to no voltage in it. So what I'm going to do is, in order to be safer than what most people do, I monitor the voltage as I'm doing it, so I can pull off the leads if it's getting too, gives them too much a shock, because you can actually fry the cells. But the condition these cells are in at the minute, we've nothing to lose. We've literally nothing to lose with these cells. There'll be a spark, and you'll see this. There'll be a spike here. You'll see this voltage going up. And we want to get the voltage up to about well over 17, I would say, just to get hopefully she takes it. If we have an improvement. It's just it's beating her. Get up there. Oh. We could give her another spike to see what she's gonna do. But this may not work. Like I say, it may not work. think I need a bigger battery because it's drained my other battery down. Hang on, I'll get another battery. Right, we'll just switch this battery over here. We'll have another one. Be careful not to touch these leads together. See, it's drained that battery from 3 bars to 1. There was a big jump, big surge in power. This one has 3 bars, so go again. See if she can take it on up. We've only got to 13 volts. So we'll do another check in the cell banks here, all the way down. You see what voltage we're getting. That has recovered. That has recovered. That has recovered. Like I suspected. Because there was nothing in that, it didn't recover. So that's 4 out of the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 has recovered, and these 2 have not, because they were just, there was no power in them. If there's anything in them at all, you have a good chance. If they're all very, very low and very, very equally low, you have a good chance. But if some are dead or much lower than the rest, you have no chance. So instead of having to replace the whole pack, you probably just have to pop out these 2 cells now. But we'll let that sit to cool down before we do any more work to it, and we'll see if we can recover the pack. Giving the pack a chance to cool down, and I've got a couple of cells reclaimed from an old DeWalt battery, also a 5.0, so the cells will be the same capacity roughly, and I've got them charged to around the same voltage, which will make a difference across the pack. We're trying to get as balanced a pack as possible. If there's too much cell imbalance, the pack will not work, will not charge and will not go. If there's too much, a wee bit of cell imbalance, you'll not get a fully charged pack. You'll not get a pack that reaches its full potential, charged to 19 volts rather than 20, you know, or something like that. These are little protectors that you can put in the end of cells, because the body's all coated in insulation here, but the body's all the negative. This raised up part at this side is the positive. So the negative and the positive are very close here, and you can get cross connection by accident, which is bad. So that's why we use these. I'll get these bad cells popped out here. You got to be careful doing this. When you're working with a dead cell, it's not too bad. It's the live cells that are fully loaded with power. They can give you trouble. And plus, I failed to say that a jump start method has its problems too. You could get into, you take a risk. You could put your cells into thermal runaway, overheating and stuff, but usually the safety measures deactivates the cell before that happens, but it's not unheard of, so it's not impossible for that to happen. So be careful. Make sure you put these in the right way as well. They have a nice little rubber bumper between them, these Milwaukee ones, which I like. I think it's a good feature. And you can bash the cells about inside the pack and it doesn't affect them too badly. I think that's something Milwaukee does well. Usually harder to get in, but it's good. That's the pack reassembled. New cells in, so we'll just throw it into the casing and see what happens. We're just trying the charger here now. See what happens. Oh, we're getting the charging light anyway. So we'll leave that on while I'm showing the one. Well, it hasn't worked out. That still showing a fault light. Still showing a flashing light. Even though it's within chargeable voltage. So the only thing we can do now at this stage is open it again and replace the circuit board. So we've got to try it in the charger now. Let's see if we can have a success finally. It's charging. See that? 2 bars and it's charging. So we'll have to leave that a little while, see how it does. So a nice green light in the charger. That's what we're waiting on. 4 bars. Charged battery is showing 19.8 in the voltmeter. This would indicate a slight bit of cell imbalance, but not crucial, not serious. And we'll try it on a tool to see what we've got. See if we've been working one. There was never any doubt. There we are, that's that battery fixed. Distributed in the USA, fixed in County Tyrone. We've got this Milwaukee 5.0 red lithium battery. It's showing no bars. It looks fresh as a daisy. But I'm going to try it in the charger to show you that it's anything but. We're getting the Milwaukee Christmas, which would denote a faulty battery. And it's powering nothing. They put a voltmeter on it here. At the moment we're getting 0.23 of a volt. I measured it earlier and I got 0.48 of a volt, but it's gotten worse. The jump start has already been attempted in this and it didn't work at all. But I'm going to open it and go deeper to see. At the top of the battery there's no obvious broken connections there. We'll check this battery. We're getting 0.25 of a volt in the first bank of cells. The second bank of cells, no increase. No increase there. No increase there. No increase there. So really, there's 0.25 in this front bank of cells and there's nothing in the rest. So that battery pack is completely gone. All the cells are completely kaput in it. So if I want to save this battery pack, what I have to do is replace all these. As good old lady luck would have it, I have 10 cells that I salvaged from this old 6 ampere flex volt that I took apart. They're all unbalanced. That was 2.81 volts. I charged them all up to 4.17 or 4.18. These are Samsung 20S's, which are not a bad cell. The only thing is, they'll make this battery into a 4.0 instead of a 5.0, which it was originally. But at the minute, it's a no 0.0, so 4 amps is better than no amps in my book. Still getting the flashing light. we're going to have to go for full circuit board replacement. Yes, circuit board replacement is our only choice for this one. Being the de facto battery doctor of the internet, I have one of these on hand, so it'll be just a matter of fitting it. Right, that's it all back together, showing 4 bars, which is what we want. Now we'll put the voltmeter on it to see what kind of voltage we got. Get 19.7, 19.8 there, so that's very good. I'll put her on the charge to see how she does. Well, she's taking the charge anyway, so that's far better than she was. That should achieve full voltage. And we'll try her on a drill. I'm calling that fixed. I'm going to talk about something that's prevalent in battery repair called the jump start method, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't do it on a battery like this, which will be a prime candidate normally. This battery is showing on the voltmeter 10 volts, roughly speaking. Yep. And if we take the top off, I'm ready to take out the screws for speed. We can see what it's showing across the cells. 1.8, 1.8, 1.8, 1.8, I think as well, and 1.8. So we're getting equal voltage across the cells, but it's a terminally low amount of voltage across the battery. So they're equal to each other, however, it's far, far too low. So normally I would say jump start this battery. The reason I'm saying not to do it is it could heat up the cells and cause cell failure. There's a much better way to do it, and I'm going to show you now. Instead of doing the jump start, I recommend using this item. It's a programmable DC power supply. And this power supply is able to bring up the voltage of this battery without overloading the cells, without heating them up, that they'll end up failing. So you can see here the plus and minus, plus minus. So we can clip the plus on here. I'll put it up that way, maybe if it helps you see better. I'll put the minus on here. And I've already set the board to 17.2 and set the amps. Well, the amps could be lower, you know. I'll set them to 2, I'll not just go completely mad. You can go down as far as 1 amp if you want, you know. 1 amp will be even more cautious. But I'm going to put 2 amps through it, and I'm just going to bring the voltage up. I'm going to measure the voltage of that battery coming up with this voltmeter just to show you. And I'm going to press the button now and watch the voltmeter that's connected up to the battery. See, it's going up right away. And as soon as that battery reaches 17 volts, we're going to take it off the charge and try it in the charger. It takes longer than the jump start method, but it's, like I say, it's much safer. You see it's coming up to 13.4. It's not going to take very long at all. So I'm going to pause the video and then we'll start up again when I get to 17 volts. Right here we are now, we've got up to 17 volts, and we can we'll remove the voltmeter first, we don't need that. Take that away. We'll just remove the power supply now. I'll just stop her. And remove this. Put her off. Put the lid on that. And try it on the charger. There we're charging. We'll leave that on a little while to see what happens, but I'm pretty confident we'll have a fantastic job. If you have a battery that's not charging, and I've identified low voltage as the issue, below anything below 15, and if you check the banks of cells and they're all even, that means bringing it up with a power supply is a possibility, even they're very low. Most people recommend jump start, but however, I recommend jump starting the battery. However, that's good in a pinch if you're out on site or in the field somewhere just doing what you have to do. You need to get a battery going, you haven't time. But if you have access to a workshop and a power supply, this is what you should be doing. As you can see, this is up to 2 bars already. So we'll have to leave it on a bit longer and see what happens. Here we are, we've got the 4 bars now. That's what we're putting on, and we'll try her on a tool to see if she goes. Perfect. So if you're doing the jump start, okay, but if you have an option of using a DC power supply like this, I'm going to put a link in the description and probably in the pinned comments. This is the way to go. This is the way to bring back your batteries safely and will prolong the life of them. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and check out my channel for all my other videos.